Michelle Nicole. I am the co-founder of Be Well Building Exponential Wellness. And this is our second half of our full day conference. You are now in our relationship wellness workshop with the beautiful Goody Howard. So I will let you introduce yourself and take it away. I'm personally really excited about this because I really, really, really wanted a workshop around sex and intimacy and sensuality. And I was like, I'm going to find somebody to do this. So I'm excited. All right.
So my name is Goody Howard. I am a sexologist, educator, and consultant, and I do lots of things around sexuality, sensuality, pleasure, access, sexual health, all of the things, right? But today we are going to be talking about sensuality and how that kind of intermingles and is inextricably linked to sexuality. And we're going to talk about some ways that we can connect to our sensuality, okay? And if you're familiar with my work, I talk a lot about sensuality versus sexuality and how the two come together. So sensuality is living through all five of your senses, okay, and experiencing non-sexual pleasure, okay? Non-sexual pleasure. So sight, sound, taste, touch, and scent in non-sexual ways. So when you move through the world, like today, I have on this dress, y'all, I have, there's a photo shoot happening that I'm not participating in right now to do this with y'all, but I love the way this dress feels on my skin, right? That's a non-sexual pleasure. I like how it looks. The shininess makes me happy, right? That is a non-sexual joy that I feel. And when you move through the world and you experience non-sexual pleasure through all five of your senses, then when it's time to get sexual, you're experiencing sexual pleasure through all five of your senses. And it is a game changer, y'all. It adds layers to your pleasure. It closes that orgasm gap, genital orgasm. We're thinking about the intimacy and the connection and all of the things that happen outside of the actual genitals meeting, right? Sex, intimacy is what happens when you're not having sex. And so that's where that non-sexual pleasure comes in. So having, if your partner has a cologne or perfume that smells amazing to you, right? And so good that you want to wear it when they're not there, like kind of thing. Food that is amazing, it tastes like it was made by the angels, like that kind of non-sexual pleasure heightens your ability to receive joy, okay? And so a lot of times we move through the world and we're experiencing non-sexual pleasure and we don't even realize it. So when you feel like you look good, that is non-sexual pleasure. You may, get turned on a little bit about how fly you feel that day, but it's sight, right? You can see yourself and you feel better. So it's kind of like touch too, because you handle your body differently when you feel like you look good that day, right? And so interacting with your non-sexual pleasure and getting accustomed to moving through the world in a sensual way is integral in being able to manifest more sexual pleasure and manifest a more satisfying sexual life. All right. So really, really briefly, some of the ways that we can learn to move through the world more sensually is just to pay closer attention to the details, right? So when you're brushing your teeth, right? That toothpaste that you use, are you using that toothpaste because that's just what you always used? Or do you like the taste of it? Do you like the way your teeth feel when you're done? Those types of things, though, the sensuality of even choosing your toothpaste, the soap that you use to clean your body. Are you using body wash? Are you using bar soap? Do you use a loofah or a washcloth? How many washcloths you use? What temperature is the water, right? Are the lights on or off when you're taking a bath or a shower? Is there music? We started this with music, right? I was really enjoying the music. It just like the melodic and the harmonious of that music was just really soothing, and it was very sensual. And so I was already just trying to get in the calm mindset from all the hustle and bustle that's happening outside this room, just to kind of engage with y'all in a more sensual way. So it is very easy to connect to your sensuality to manifest a more sexually satisfying life. But we have to understand how to do that. So if you have an outfit or a pair of pajamas that feel amazing on your skin, or you have some bed sheets that feel really good to you, that is a sensual way to experience non-pleasure and just connect more to how good things feel. So when you have, if you're taking a shower, I call them shadow showers, right? So a shadow shower is engaging in taking a shower in the dark, no music, no candles, no nothing, just you and the water in the darkness. And what happens is you start to touch yourself differently because you're caring for your skin. You have to touch yourself differently to see if there's soap still in that area. You know where everything is in your shower, you know where everything is on your body. And so you just have this sort of loving, nurturing engagement with yourself that is a non-sexual, cleansing, caring narrative, right? And so you start to touch your skin and feel your body in different ways. And it's just very cathartic because you have the cleansing sound of the water and you feel the pressure of the water and the temperature and the soap and it's just so many different sensual engagements happening at one time. And so one thing I didn't get to do was a chance for everyone to introduce themselves, because I really want y'all to do that. I like to be able to, call people's names out and speak to people directly. So if we could take a second for everyone to introduce themselves, that would be really helpful for me. I just got in and got so excited. The music had me like really, it was so pleasant and just so melodic. And I don't know who the artist is and I'm not familiar with the song, but I think it was perfect for this workshop specifically because it just added a layer to me of just sensual engagement that I wasn't expecting, if I'm being honest. So
I think the artist name is Nao. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Is Nao. But yeah, she's one. I love her music.
Okay.
Do you want to just go in order of how you see people on the screen, and have them introduce themselves that way?
Yes, please.
So I'll start with Nakia.
Yes, hi. My name is Nakia Williams, and I'm in Washington, D.C. Was that all you wanted to know? Or
that's it. I want to know what made you click on this workshop.
Oh, I don't know. I don't consider myself to be a very sexual person, and so I'm trying to tap into that.
Okay, that's good. Well, this will definitely be a place to help with that. I'm glad you decided to click on this.
Yeah.
Caroline.
Hi, I'm Caroline. I'm based in Los Angeles, and I joined this workshop because just this year, everything that's going on, it's been hard to tap into joy or to allow oneself any feelings of joy sometimes. So
that's very true. Thank you for that.
Inspiration, encouragement.
Oh, you guys switched on me. Charles.
Hi, it's actually Tasha. Sorry, I just couldn't change the name on there. Hi, I'm Tasha Miller, and I'm in Brooklyn, New York. And I just wanted to see, just explore new ideas and see what you have to offer all of us. So
okay.
just as an interest.
Well, thank you for being here.
Deandra.
Yes, hello. I am here really also to know, like, what do I not know? What are some things in terms of sexuality and intimacy that I need to tap into with myself?
Mm-hmm.
Again, like Nakia said, well, I'm going to piggyback off Nakia. I don't consider myself to be a very sexual person, but I feel like that's just a part of me that I'm neglecting. And I want to see what's going on,
Yeah.
So.
That's good. Well, I'm glad that y'all are doing that and making that move. 2020 is the year for that, though, isn't it? Like just kind of figuring out what's missing and taking care of that for yourself. So good job. I'm proud of you.
Next up is Nadra. If I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Hi, I'm Nadra. I'm out of New Orleans, and I enrolled in the class because I believe there can never be enough creativity and education about intimacy and sexuality.
Yes.
And then we'll go to Shantae. Shantae?
No, you said it right. Hi, I'm Shantae. Hi. Pretty much the same thing that all the other ladies had mentioned. Just a desire to get stronger in the area of intimacy, and just to see, what tools you'll provide us today in the session.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. I love your background. It's really soothing. And like things like that are what we're going to be talking about today. It's just like things, the little things that something like that background, that Zoom background, is very calming. It's very soothing. And so that's something that you can experience non-sexual pleasure and draw non-sexual joy from, so that you live, again, live connecting to your sensuality, so that when it's time to get sexual, you have layered sexual pleasure.
And then we'll go to Bianca.
Hi, I'm Bianca. I am based out in LA. And I joined the class because I am a sexual person, but I've always been very selective with my body and who I give my body to. And obviously with COVID being very separate from people, it's been a long time since anybody's seen my body. And I have friends who are like literally like on sex apps, like hooking up with strangers all the time in COVID. And I'm kind of like very nervous. So I was just wanted to join the class to see if, maybe listening and talking with other women and people about like sexual experiences, is at least now with COVID, that it will make me to be less judgmental of my friends who are kind of being a little reckless, and make me to be more open, because I would like to be touched again. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true. COVID has done a number on us, for real.
And then last but not least, Leia.
Hi, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm having some connectivity issues today. So I'm from I'm from Brooklyn, but I live in Jersey City. The reason why I joined this class, I was just curious because of the title, Erotic. And then if you have any take-home tips, I enjoy that as well. So thank you.
Perfect. And how many people are there in this workshop? Danielle?
Can you repeat that?
I said, how many people are in here total?
Including you and me, there are 10.
Okay, perfect. So I have, I was hoping there would be like 10 or less, because I'm going to send gifts to everybody that's here. So everybody that's in this room, you guys are going to we're going to ask you later for your mailing address. And you guys will get a gift from me, a sensual building gift, as it were. It's going to be a surprise. You won't know what it is. But I'll send like directions and everything like that. So getting back to what I was saying, I love the way everyone said, well, I really want to some people were like, well, it's not really a big part of who I am, but I want to connect more to it. When we're talking about sensuality and sexuality, they go hand in hand, because when you're having non-sexual pleasure and you're feeling joy from sensual stimulation, you can take those soft skills into your sexual life, and you will feel more sexually satisfied. You will connect to your orgasms in different ways, and you'll connect to your partner or partners in different ways as well. And so with COVID and everything, some people that aren't already partnered are like Leah was saying, on the apps and all of that. It's even more with safer sex practices where COVID is concerned, because COVID is present in mucus, and sexual body fluids contain mucus. And so at that point, COVID indirectly becomes a sexually transmitted infection as well. So we really need to be mindful about who we're engaging and how we're engaging. But talking about sensuality and sexuality specifically. So shadow showers is a great way to connect to your skin and your body and just love yourself in a non-sexual way and take care of yourself. You're touching your skin and your shoulders and your neck, and you're just kind of engaging with your body lovingly and peacefully and in a very forgiving and non-sexual way. And so it allows you to remove some of the pressure that we put on ourselves. It gives you a chance to remove some of that anxiety and just connect one-on-one with your own body. And in that same vein, the soft skills from the shadow showers are engaging with your partner's body in very loving, caring, sensual, kind, and cleansing ways. So when you touch your partner, you're not just touching them to get them on top of you or to get on top of them. Feel their skin and touch them and see how they smell and how they breathe, and pay attention to all of the things that make them present in the moment. So if you're kissing your partner, pay attention to the way they breathe when you kiss. Pay attention to whether their eyes are open or closed, or where their hands are, what their hands are doing, what your hands are doing. Kissing is so intimate because you're exchanging breath with another person. And so in COVID specifically, we have this disconnection of humanity for people. We're not able to be with our loved ones like we would like to be. So when you do have time and space to connect sexually and physically with another person, kissing is as intimate, in my opinion, as it can get. Sex is easy, right? But kissing is something that we take, I think, for granted, but it has a big part of the sexual cycle. It's a big part of our sexual function. So kissing is part of that foreplay that gets the body warmed up. It helps, helps the nipples engage. It helps, your brain kind of becomes this very sexual thing, and your body starts to respond, and the vulva gets wet, and the vagina elongates, and the pupils dilate, and all these different things happen. But when you're paying attention to the kiss, right, in just a very sensual way, you're paying attention to their breath, the softness of their lips, the texture of their tongue, the way you exchange breaths as you're kissing. And so you're engaged in all of that. And it takes you beyond the kissing, but into just a more sensual and spiritual space, right? And there are, like I said, there are over 18 different kinds of orgasms, and an oral orgasm is one of them. So an oral orgasm happens from people that are engaging their mouths. So you reach oral orgasm from kissing, from performing oral sex on a partner or a sex toy. And so you enjoy what your mouth is doing so much that you can reach orgasm from that. And a big part of that is sensually connecting to your mouth. So when we talk about sensually connecting to our mouth, I'm going to send you guys a video in the resource kit about how to brush your teeth in a sensual way. And I know we're thinking, man, Goody, what, brushing my teeth? Like, come on, man. The way you clean your mouth is going to influence the way you experience the world with your mouth. Okay, the way you smile, the way you speak, all of those things. And so when I tell people to brush their teeth, you brush the fronts of your teeth, the backs of your teeth, your chewing surfaces, inside the cheek, the inside the jaw, in between the lips and gums, right? You brush the roof of your mouth, you brush your tongue, and then you brush your lips. And you do that, you brush your lips because it exfoliates the dead skin, but it also brings blood flow to the lips, and arousal is blood flow. And so what happens is your mouth feels so open and clean, and just, you want to show it and share it. And so the way you experience the world, even in the way you speak, is going to show up differently because it feels good. Okay, I'm very orally fixated, so it's not in right now, but I have like a grill that I wear on the bottom because I like how it feels in my mouth. I speak a lot. I'm very verbose because language and the way the lips and tongue and teeth interact when speaking feels good to me. Profanity is my favorite. I love cussing because those hard F's and K's feel great in my mouth, right? But you'll see that just by changing the way you take care of your mouth, it's going to change the way you show up orally in the rest of the world. So that's one of the ways that you can kind of just engage more sensually. So then when you're kissing, you're thinking about the breathing and the eyes and the hands and all the other moving parts. If you are performing oral sex on your partner, think about the firmness of the penis on the softness of the tongue, or the firmness of the clit on the softness of the lips, and the way the breathing, exhaling, and all of that happens, and the way it stimulates your partner. You have that warm, wet, moist breath that is coming across the genitals, and pay attention to the way your partner reacts to that, right? The way the tip of the penis fits perfectly in the roof of the mouth. It's the perfect cradle for that, right? The way the tip of the tongue fits cradled right in between, right underneath the clitoris, but above vaginal opening. Like, there are different ways that the mouth fits perfectly with other genitals, and it just, if you're paying attention in a sensual way, it's really going to heighten that for you. And when you're paying attention to their reaction, right? So that's good for like the taste component, the oral component. Then the sight. we are all visual creatures, right? But sight can be playing with the light and the levels of light in your space, like candles or no light or a dimmer or can lights or things like that, lamps that are strategically placed. Things like that will really help with the visual component of sensuality. Having art around your home, even your screensavers and things need to be things that are pleasant for you to look at and experience. Wearing things you like, wearing colors you like, even textures you like, because that's touch, right? And engaging with your partner. So when we're talking about even with yourself and your partners, you can make recordings or take selfies of yourself that you really enjoy in a non-sexual way, but then you can also kind of use those soft skills to take nudes. So then pay attention to your angles and pay attention to how you feel and what you look like, and using your front-facing camera, take your nudes or your selfies, and you start to engage with your body in a different way and see yourself as art. We are all art. And when you see yourself and engage in yourself in that way, when you become sexual, you are moving art. It's performance art at that point, and you're embracing it differently, as opposed to, I gotta go on and give it up now. It's, it's time to have some sex or whatever. It's supposed to be enjoyable to you as well. And so find ways that you get non-sexual pleasure and translate those soft skills, right? If it's a lacy lingerie, if it's a great pillowcase, anything like that, that's really just going to help you feel more comfortable, but also help engage your sensual self in those acts, right? Scent is a big one. Candles are my favorite. Y'all, I'm gonna do a video with candles because I'm doing a giveaway with some other people, and scented candles are amazing to me. They have those, they fill up a room really good, and there are lots of Black-owned candle companies out there right now that it's, when you change the way a room smells, it changes the way you interact in that room. So even if it's like a cologne, or you walk into a room and it's like a very soothing scent, it just kind of, it soothes your spirit in a different way. And we don't even understand or pay attention to how scents can change the way we interact in a room. If it's a cooking room, you walk in and you're smelling food, it changes your whole situation, right? If you walk in and you smell crisp, clean scents, or floral scents, or very spicy scents, or musky scents, all of those things impact the way you move through that room. And so having things that stimulate you in a joyful, non-sexual way are just going to add layers to your sex when it's time. If a certain scent can trigger you and put you right back in that space. Like if it was a candle, the last time, the most amazing orgasm you've ever had, and there was a lavender vanilla candle in the room, every time you smell lavender vanilla, a piece of your body is going to be happy about that.
I thought
And
this,
so,
and Nadra put in the comments, I didn't know there are 18 kinds of orgasms.
yes. So I can talk about that real quickly. Because being sensual, you do get to connect with the other kinds of orgasms. And so think about orgasm as like a big Walmart store, right? And so there are lots of different entry points to get into Walmart. And so the 18 orgasms that I'm talking about, if we are the Walmart, the doors are the 18 different doors are the 18 different kinds of orgasms. So it's not necessarily all a genital orgasm, but it is access points to help bring about genital orgasm. And so the 18, there are more than 18, because science is an amazing thing, and I'm so excited about that. But the main 18 orgasms that I usually talk about is the vaginal orgasm, clitoral orgasm. Then you have the A spot, U spot, G spot, and P spot. You have a frenulum orgasm, a pelvic orgasm, oral orgasm, nipple orgasm, blended, skingasm, birthgasm, cervical, oh gosh, the anal orgasm is 3 more. Coregasm, which is also called a breathgasm. And there are 2 more, and I can't think of them off the top of my head right now. But just those 16, it's just like, we don't even understand how quickly we overlook so many other parts of the body that could help lead to pleasure, right? And we gamify orgasm. We gamify sex, where orgasm is the goal. right? And so, oh, the sex is over once the orgasm has happened, or the sex can't be good if I don't have an orgasm. And that's not necessarily the case. It's like we focus on the destination instead of the journey, right? So the destination is the orgasm. And so I use a road trip analogy. So if you want a road trip with a partner, y'all get in the car, there are no snacks, no music, no jokes, y'all just ride. You focused on getting there. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And it feels like you're taking forever. And then finally you get to the destination, which is the orgasm. But if you get in the car and your partner got snacks and jokes and the playlist is popping and y'all having a good time, you're so busy enjoying the journey that you're like, oh, we here already, right? The orgasm, the destination just pops up on you. And so what I want y'all to take away from this, if nothing else, is that we really need to engage more in the journey of the pleasure of sex and not focus so much on the destination. And what that's going to do is help you connect to your pleasure in different ways. It's going to help you be more satisfied with the sex that you are having. And it's going to help you possibly connect to some of those other orgasms that you're missing along the way because you're so focused on the genital orgasm. Right? And that's what I want this workshop to be about for y'all. So when we're talking about oral orgasms, that's the kissing, even from putting, your partner's skin in your mouth or their fingers or their nipples or their genitals, all of that can be access to an oral orgasm. Okay. Your nipples are connected to the same part of your brain as your genitals. So a nipple orgasm is absolutely possible. And if you're connected sensually to that, if you're like laying on your back and your partner has your nipples in their mouth, you're thinking about how smoothly the tongue slides across the nipple and the warmth of their breath as they exhale over your breast or your nipple. Like you're thinking about engaging in all of that. You're hearing their breath. You're listening, again, sound, right? If there's a song playing, you're going to remember this. If this song comes on later, and you're going to be like, ooh, you're going to have a little flashback, right? And so it just gives you a rhythm to perform to. It gives you a rhythm to engage with, and it can also help do that callback for you, right? And so you can have a nipple orgasm in that way. I get questions from women all the time saying, I've never had a vaginal orgasm. Am I normal? Blended orgasm is another one of the orgasms that I missed. So a vaginal orgasm is a blended orgasm. It is not, no one is just going to reach orgasm from this. Okay? It doesn't happen. What happens is a vaginal orgasm is a combination of different senses all working together to create the perfect storm that is a vaginal orgasm. So it is going to be let's say we're going to talk about insertive sex. So let's say it's inserting a dildo or a penis or fingers or what have you. And so in that vein, it's going to be the pressure and the depth and the rhythm and the stroke and the angle and the squeezing of the kegels that you're doing and the lifting of the hips and the breathing. And all of that is going to go together to create the perfect storm that is a vaginal orgasm. And a lot of times we're too busy in our heads to be able to sit down and enjoy the journey that is the sex that we're having. Right? So if you're being sensual, you're thinking about all of that. You're engaging with all of that. And it needs to be a grip on their shoulders or on their skin when they do something that you like, right? Or verbally saying, oh, I like that. Oh, thank you, baby. I like that. They love a good thank you. A strategically placed thank you will get you a long way, just saying. But it has to be a sexy thank you, right? But that's when you're engaging the sound. You're creating sound. Right? And so all of those different ways that you are engaging with your partner or by yourself, and if you're making a movie for somebody or yourself, you know what I'm saying? Get you a good strategically placed tripod and a beauty light, okay, and get to work, right? So just thinking about all the ways that you can engage your senses when you're having sex by yourself or with someone else. A breathgasm is another kind of orgasm, and I'm not sure how familiar y'all are with that, but it's tantric in nature, so controlling your breathing, your core, all of those things. But, choking and a good asphyxiation every once in a while, holding your breath will make your orgasm heightened. And so there are different ways to play with your breath to help improve the pleasure that you're receiving and possibly take your orgasms up a notch. There is a right and wrong way to choke somebody. So we're going to get into that real quick. When you choke somebody, you don't want to squeeze. You don't want to push down on that airway. What you want to do is you want to line up this part of your hand with the chin like this, and you just stroke downward until you get to where your hand is around their throat, and then you squeeze this way. So you're constricting the air. You're not removing the air. When you do this and push down on the air pipe, you're removing the air. So you just want to casually, again, touch, the sense of touch. You want to squeeze. And you don't want to just do this. You want to sensually squeeze, right? You want to feel all of your fingertips in their throat. You want to make sure if you teach them how to do it, you want to make sure that they feel that you're feeling the passion and the pressure behind that breath constriction, because that's going to, again, heighten the orgasm. Okay. Um, Simple things, really, really simple things like that can help engage you in the sex that you're having. Sound can be music, it can be nothing. I love the sound of the breathing of my partners. I love to hear them in my ear when I'm doing something they like. I love to hear my name. I love to hear my name. I have a rule. I say it's not over till I hear my name. Um, and I don't tell them the rule until it's over because I'm working to hear my name, right? That's my goal. Um, you want to make your partner feel delicious. You want to be made to feel delicious. So just the sounds of their mouth on your body, right? The smacking on the nipples, the way kisses sound. If you're getting oral sex from them or you're performing oral sex on them, you want to be slurping and sucking and just making sure that you are registering on all 5 of the senses when it comes to the sex that you're having, right? Visually, it looks great to be able to see your partner's mouth on your body or the way they grip your skin or pull your hair or what have you. And the same thing for them. Visually, they love to see you working. They love to see your mouth on their body or looking up at them with a little wink or whatever. Like, you need to engage. And I think that what we really do is we relegate sex to just the genitals. And the sooner we stop that, the more satisfying the sex will be. Sight, sound, taste, touch. Sight, sound, taste, touch. Scent.
The sex, yes, need more of in 2020.
So it is. And I think, especially in 2020, when we're quarantined with people, we tired of looking at them. I know some of us are not quarantined with our partners, but listen, being quarantined with your partner is still sometimes stressful, especially if you have children at home and things like that. And so you want to, being more sensual in the way you have sex will allow you to see your partner in a new light. It'll allow you to receive your partner and engage with your partner in ways that you may not have already done before. And so even with that, playing, you have kids at home specifically, for those of us that have children in the home, that sexy time, that intimate time is important, and it is integral to us not losing our minds and ending up on the news with a jacket on our heads, okay? So to not be able to do that, you want to be able to like text each other, send little cute pictures with each other, but you want to make the most out of the intimate time that you have. And intimacy is what happens when you're not having sex, okay? And when you make the most of that intimacy time, right? That is when the sex time comes, you're already ready because you've been engaging this entire time through all 5 of your senses, right? Um, the breath play and the sounds and the sense, the way sex smells can be intoxicating all by itself. Depending on what kind of sex you're having, where you're having sex, all of those things can absolutely play a huge part in how satisfied and how engaged you are in that sex, right? And so I just want to make sure that when we talk about the sex that we're having, we are having sex with our entire bodies. We are not having sex with just a piece. We're not just having sex with our vulvas. We're not just having sex with our vaginas. When you climb on top and you get ready to ride that thing, you are doing it with your whole body. When you're performing oral sex with your partner, you're engaging with your whole body. You want to get a song in your head that makes you feel powerful and beautiful. It doesn't have to be a sexy song. It can be. It could be Meg Thee Stallion. It could be Beyonce or Sierra or A. Marie or somebody. It could be that amazing song that was playing when we first started this workshop. But it needs to be something that makes you feel powerful and erotic and beautiful, because when you feel that way, you give it to other people. You give that feeling to other people. And so people can kind of be drawn to the way you move just because your theme song is playing in your head. And when that happens, when it's time to get sexual, you have that same theme song because you feel powerful and strong and brilliant and beautiful and sexy. And you just kind of, again, perform, right? And engage with your partner in ways that make you feel like that song makes you feel. Okay. I think this, I'm go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say there. Question from Leah, off topic. How can single folk utilize these erotic tools to attract someone? So, if you want to answer that or continue on with your thought, I just wanted to read that one.
Well, no, actually, that I was just getting ready to like move into that. So great, perfect timing. When I'm talking about sensuality versus sexuality, I'm talking about being sensual all the time. And what happens is, so I'm going to tell y'all an anecdote because it's so funny to me now. It wasn't funny at the time. We were at a fashion show last weekend on a Friday, and I am very serious about coronavirus and the masks. Like y'all see, I have a cocktail dress on right now. This is my mask my sequin mask that goes with my cocktail dress, okay? And so we were at a fashion show, and I had on this black sequin blazer and this black sequin mask and some jeans and stuff. And so we're sitting there, on the runway of the little fashion show, and everybody's cute, and we're doing our thing. And I had my mask on the entire time. We're on the red carpet. The guy's like, "You want to take your mask off?" No, I do not. But I'm moving through the crowd. I'm, shaking hands, kissing babies. I'm meeting everyone. And these men walked up to me, and they said, "You know what you're doing when you walking through this room." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And it's like, you are creating soft porn moving through this room. And I was like, how you figure? I got on a mask. You can't even see me. I got on jeans and a blazer. Like, what are you saying? And they were like, the way I move and the way, like, when I talk to people, I like touch a shoulder when I'm talking to someone or when I'm laughing. And I had my mask on. They couldn't even see my face while I'm interacting with all these people. And they were like, we've been watching you since you got here. Because the way you move through a room, they were like, it's something we just can't stop looking at it. Like, it's just something about the way you're moving that we're just attracted and drawn to it, And so it was interesting to me because they characterized it as soft porn, which I think when people are not accustomed to interacting with people that are sensual folks, they automatically associate sensuality with sexuality because most of us do, even though, again, sensuality is living through all 5 of your senses and experiencing non-sexual pleasure, right? But I had on stuff that felt good to me. I loved the way my jeans feel on my skin. My shoes were comfortable. My mask was cute, but my eyes were popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt beautiful. I felt powerful. I felt strong in what I was wearing because I loved how I smelled. I loved what my clothes fit. All of those things. And so when you live sensually, you move different. And it causes people to be drawn to or attracted to you based on that. Now, I will tell people all the time, I don't consider myself pretty. I consider myself attractive. And that's a difference because my confidence and the way that I view myself has nothing to do with what I look like. And I think you'll know that you're moving the right way, because I saw that question pop up on the chat. How do you know when you're moving the right way? You'll know you're moving the right way because it doesn't feel awkward to you. You feel like you are in your own skin and your confidence is not rooted in anything that you look like. It's rooted in how you feel. My confidence is rooted in the fact that I love the way my clothes feel. I love how I smell. I love what my skin feels like. I know I'm smart. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm smart, I'm funny, I'm stylish. Those are the things that my confidence is nestled and rooted in. And so it doesn't matter what I look like. That either you hate it or love it. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't think that, at 5'5", 265, I'm even supposed to have confidence in the first place. So when you know you're moving correctly, when you feel your most natural, powerful, beautiful self. And I say powerful instead of strong because, that strong woman narrative, it's detrimental to your pleasure script. That strength, you're so busy being strong and you can't strive. You can't thrive because you're so busy. It implies that you're carrying weight and you're like, it's a laborious kind of connotation in strength. But power is influence. You may not break a sweat with power, but you're going to move some things. You know what I'm saying? And so when you're feeling powerful and confident and beautiful in your own skin, because the dress you have on feels great on your skin, it's hugging you just right, you love how it looks, it smells good, all of these different things, you're moving in joy for yourself. We're not doing it for anyone else's consumption. And that's when people are going to be most attracted to you in general, is because you're not doing it for the clout. You're not doing it for the gram. You're not doing it to get people to look at you. You're not doing it for any other reason than the fact that you enjoy it and it feels good to you. And that is an irreplaceable, undeniable, and unfakeable just level of being. And there's so much freedom that comes with it. So that's how you know you're doing it right. And the people that are for you, the people that are supposed to find you, the people that are supposed to be drawn to you, but I say in love, in life, in business. I don't know if y'all follow me on Instagram or not, but I'm always sharing memes and stuff on my Instagram stories. And I'll put in love, in life, in business, because everything, you know, all three of those things impact us directly, right? But the people, your people, the people that are going to be drawn to you, the people that are going to do it right, the people that are going to make you feel the way you make yourself feel, are going to be people that resonates with. Because we look outside for people to validate us, or we look outside for people to give us orgasm, or we look outside for people to affirm us. And I'm not saying that that's not important, because it is. But what we need to be looking for is people that value and affirm us the way we value and affirm ourselves.
Thank you for that. We have about, 3 to 5 more minutes. Is there anything you want to get to that you haven't, or just, information that you want to leave them with in terms of how they can get in contact with you?
Well, I would love to open up for questions after I say this, but my name is Goody Howard. That's my legal name. I'm Ask Goody on everything. AskGoody. My website is askgoody.com. Email address is askgoody@gmail. Like, you cannot miss me. I try to be easy to find. If y'all have questions, comments, concerns, please reach out to me. If y'all have questions you want to ask right now, I say go for it. I'm here. I'm excited about the fact that you guys clicked on this because you were curious about ways that you can connect to your sexuality differently. So I'm excited about that. It makes me happy. So.
So we do have time for just one question. I know a lot of the questions were dropped into the chat, but if there is someone who wants to ask a question, unfortunately, we just have time for one.
Right.
No?
Well, you guys are going to get some stuff from me. And so I'm excited about that. I'm going to give something. It's going to be one thing for every sense. And maybe one thing will overlap one of the senses. But think about the things that we talked about today. And for the rest of the day, pick one of your senses and just pay attention to how that sense is engaged in non-sexual pleasure for the rest of the day.
I have a question before you go.
Absolutely.
A quick question before you go. The choking mechanism, is there a way to find how you were just describing on the neck, a way to find the proper way to hold, to grab and release?
Okay, so you're going to take the middle part of your hand and you're going to line it up with that chin, and you're going to come down right until here, right under that jawline, right here. And that's how you'll know when it gets right behind the jaw. So some of us, I don't have the most defined neck, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to come, just slide it down. And once you get right behind that jaw, you're going to squeeze this way. Okay. And then once you get that squeeze, you'll feel it. And then you just start to add a sensual squeeze. Use your fingers and not just a choke out, right? And that's going to be great for you, for your partner, for anybody's going to be able to, really receive that, as it were.
Thank you. One more question. We have 2 minutes.
I don't have a question, but I just want to quickly say thank you so much. I feel so inspired and excited and just sexy. Right before I took got on the class, I put on one of my favorite robes, so I feel really good. So I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Danielle and Goody.
That is amazing, because that's exactly the kind of stuff we're talking about. The whole, the robe, you're putting yourself in a space of non-sexual pleasure that it's so easier to make that leap to the sexual pleasure when the non-sexual pleasure is so engaged. I always say it doesn't take much to make a happy person happy, right? And that's so true. And to me, sex brings me joy. It brings me happiness. And I find it in just the everyday things. So it's not hard for me to make that leap from sensual to sexual because I'm always experiencing joy. Even if I'm having a bad day, I try really hard to find joy in something.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Goody. Just so everyone knows the things that she's talking about in terms of the giveaways and the resources, you all will receive that in an attendee packet that we'll send out 2 to 3 days after the event. It will also have her contact information as well, so sure, feel free to reach out. But thank you so much. I wanted a conversation like this for our first event, and it didn't happen, and so now it happened. So thank you.